Alright, so we got a battle here against the Raystorm from Smogon. And this is a pretty good battle, I feel. Anyway, it's Dragonite versus Crobat, and I know he's not going to stay in, so I'm just going to use the strongest move I have, Draco Meteor. And he predicts the Dragon move, and switches to his resisting Steel type. At this point, I don't really want to stay in, because I know it's faster. But he predicted me to use Earthquake here, and wanted to set up, but I sent in my Tyranitar to counter the Heatran, because I was expecting HP Ice or something. So seeing that I sent in a Tyranitar and my Dragonite got the Intimidate, so not my Tyranitar, he switches into his defensive wall, and I just use Stone Edge, the obvious move. At this point I don't want to stay in because he's gonna set up on me, so I send in my Dragonite, and I know he's gonna want to switch here because the Fire Blast is obvious, so I just use Draco Meteor, and as I predicted, he sent in Gyarados, something that will resist the Fire Blast, and Draco Meteor pays off. I don't think it kills here, I don't quite remember. Yeah, it just leaves him with about like a 5th or a 6th even. At this point, I want to use Extreme Speed, but he predicts that and switches into his tank. I feel I don't know what a Lantern is. Not sure if it's a defensive or a special wall, but all I know is that it's really bulky and has a lot of health. So here I'm predicting the Ice Beam. So I'm just gonna switch to my Swampert so I can set up. And the Toxic Spikes are not really a problem for me because the only thing that will actually get hurt by it are Tyranitar, Swampert, and Breloom, and Breloom benefits from it anyway. So I set up my rocks. His Ice Beam didn't do that much to me, and he switches in Gyarados. Hopefully he thinks he's hoping to set up on me right here. And he probably predicts me to use Roar right now. That's why, as you're going to see after all this damage accumulates, he's going to use Taunt. And yeah, he's probably predicting the Roar. So Dragonite comes in, I threaten him with Extreme Speed, but seeing as I have Stealth Rocks up, him switching out would be pointless, because switching back in would kill his Gyarados. So at this point, he's gonna switch in his Gengar, which is faster than my Dragonite, so I want to save my Dragonite. He sets up a sub, and I'm fearing the Paint Split, the sub split Gengar that's really popular, but it ends up having Focus Punch, so I don't know why he's Focus Punch instead of Shadow Ball here, but who knows. I decided to keep my Dragonite for later because I noticed that he didn't have any good switch-ins for it, other than the Lantern. So here was a double switch where I predicted him to go to Fortress, but it didn't turn out in my favor because I'm pretty sure this Heatran he has is faster than mine, considering I'm Choice Specs and he's probably 252 speed, 252 special attack, or some spread, I don't know. I was just playing it safe. So I switched into my Swampert, and I know he's going to switch out to a defensive wall, so I switched to my Jirachi, and it was kind of a tricky move. I wasn't sure if he was going to go to Fortress, so I switched into the safe one. And here I used the obvious Fire Punch, which ended my spree of good predictions, I feel. So I switch out, I go to Swampert, and predicting the Fire move, but he roars, which is a good play on his part. And unfortunately, he goes to an even worse Pokemon for him. And I know the Earthquake here is really obvious, and I know Fortress is coming in, so I'm going to use Stone Edge, because I know 2 more will take it out, plus the Stealth Rock damage. So I do Stone Edge, and yeah, as you can see, 1 more will finish him off. Unfortunately, my second one misses, and he explodes, and this actually really hinders me because of that Gengar he has. It's actually faster than everything else I have, except the Jirachi, which doesn't have a reliable way to kill it really. So I send in my Jirachi and he sends in his Heatran. I'm predicting that he's gonna think I'm gonna switch here, so I stay in and use Thunder Punch. I'm also kind of hoping for the Paralyzation, but I guess he predicts me to stay in and uses Lava Plume. So at this point I lost my Jirachi and my Tyranitar, which are the only things that outspeed his Gengar. So my only strategy to beat his Gengar now is to catch him without a sub with my Heatran. So I gotta save my Heatran at this point. He sends in his Crobat and I use Roar to roar it out. And in comes his Lantern. I know he's fearing the Earthquake here, but judging by my health, depending on if he has Hydro Pump or Surf, I thought I would live the Surf, but he turns out to have Hydro Pump, so I ended up dying here. So after all the Sandstorm and stuff, I send in, I believe I send in my Breloom, yeah, and I set up a substitute just because I don't want to put anything to sleep yet. And when I look back at this, I should have put this Heatran to sleep, because then I would have a sub for the rest of his Pokemon, and I would have a sub up, and whatever he sends in will die to any of my moves. I mean, Crobat would die to a Stone Edge, Lantern would die to a Focus Punch, Fortress is gone, Heatran is asleep, and Gengar would die to a Stone Edge. I mean, I really should have set up a sub, but I guess I made a mistake and didn't. So here he sends in his Gengar, which is faster than my Breloom. I know he's gonna use Shadow Ball, and I don't particularly have anything to take it, so I just send in my Dragonite as Death Fodder. I mean, it's 15 HP, it only has one more turn left, might as well get rid of it here. So I send in my Heatran, knowing that his only fighting move is Focus Punch, and he uses Paint Split, and I use Dragon Pulse to finish him off. I make a mistake after here by switching out. At this point I only have my Breloom and my Heatran left. So when he sends in the Lantern, as you're gonna see, he's good. I predict him to use Hydro Pump here, so I send my Breloom to outspeed and put to sleep. But as you're gonna see, he predicted me to switch. It didn't really matter that much. I could have kept using Dragon Pulse, but I just wanted to, just in case he did use Hydro Pump, I would be safer with a Breloom switch in. So, you know, this is just like a bit of insurance, just in case, you know. So finally I go back to what it was originally, and I finish him off with Dragon Pulse. He has a Crobat left, and I think all he does is Roost, and then he uses Brave Bird, and that would be the battle. I live by just a little bit, as you're gonna see, so it's, yeah, that was a good game. It's actually one of the better ones I've had recently. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching it, and I guess I'll see you next time.